What's going on, traders? Stockafella doing a quick video today. I want to talk about how I lost $5,000 back in June trading WFF, you guys. Um, this is the daily chart right here, you guys, and you guys could see this thing had a huge pump right here, right? So when I take you, let me make this bigger so we can see it better. When I take you to where I traded, I apply trades, but Thinkorswim aftermarket not really working right now. So um, before I talk where I traded it, this is what happened the day before I traded it, you guys. It went from, I know some of you guys probably remember this, around $7 all the way to $30. So I missed that, but it dumped all the way down that day to even below the 50 or below lower lows. It made new lows, and it went all the way to around $3.23. So the next day I was like, okay, this thing might pump back up to at least, like, let's say, um, $5-6. It's worth a shot, right? So I tried to trade it here. I was waiting for VWAP to cross, right? I was waiting for the VWAP confirmation. I was like, the first candle to close above VWAP, I'm gonna get in, right? Or to kill pre-market highs, I'm gonna add to it if it goes over pre-market highs. So the thing is with this candle, you guys, it didn't really close above VWAP, and it was a bearish candle. If you can see that bearish doji, you guys can see, and then it had resistance. It touched resistance the same place where it had pre-market resistance. So I got in right here thinking, like, I think it was a little FOMO, not waiting for the candle to close, not following my exact plan. So I got in as soon as it crossed VWAP. I was like, I started getting in, and you can see it came back, closed right below VWAP, and started coming down all the way down again. And this wasn't a small position. It was I'm not remembering. I'm pretty sure it was around 10, 11, $12,000 position, something like that. But like where I made a mistake at is first of all, I didn't let it get over pre-market highs. Second of all, it did not close above VWAP, and third of all, I held too long and I took the loss. Like, it was around like between 5,000 and 6,000, like around 55, 5,600 with the spread and everything. So learn from my mistake, you guys. The whole point of this video is so you don't make the same mistakes I did, you guys. So where did I go wrong? First of all, I didn't let the stock get above pre-market highs. Second of all, I didn't wait for the candle to close above VWAP. If you pay attention to my old videos, I used to use this as a door. I used to be like, Dave, let's pretend this is a door, and then everybody's pushing through that door, but you want to make sure the door is shut behind you before you enter. So that's like, let's just say the candle closing above it. So it doesn't work 100% of the time, but most of the time that's bullish. So we want the door to close behind us. So the best way which I usually get in is I let it crack, and especially if the 50 MA was there. I'm not sure if the 50 MA was there back then, but it has to crack above resistance, come back and test, and previous resistance has to become new support, and that's where I usually add to it, and then hopefully start like adding to it on the way up. But if this was in the way, I would have had a starter position. I would want to see the same thing and crack in the 50 MA and come back and test. So that's where I took my loss, you guys, and especially when it's like resisted VWAP most of the day, I'm like, yeah, and the volume kind of got reddish and it died down. I'm like, yeah, we're not gonna get nowhere. If I show you now, which I will in a minute, the stock's like at 86 cents, so that's good. I took the loss. I would have probably been down 50, 60, 70% of my money. So let's take three things from this you guys can learn real quickly before I gotta go. Is basically there was no confirmation here. The candle, this was a pre-market candle, which I should have known. I should have waited till the real market opened and been like, okay, I'm waiting for the first candle on the real market to close above VWAP when the real volume comes in, right? So I didn't wait for that. I was going off this, and I wasn't thinking, okay, it has to break resistance. It has to actually break pre-market highs. This was a little FOMO. Some people got in right here too, but you could see a bunch of supply came down and ate them here. That's the first thing. We didn't wait for it to crack. Second thing I did wrong was I held too long. I should have been like risking VWAP. It should have been a tiny $1,000, 1,500, even 2,000 max loss. Let's say on this, especially below the support. If it cracked below support, I should have got out immediately. So that's the second thing, poor management of the trade. And the third thing I did wrong The third thing I did wrong was not look at the actual balance sheet, like the actual ticker and what they do, and actually before I traded it. So usually I'm a technical trader and I go on momentum, but this was a Chinese ticker, very shady, very scammy. I'm pretty sure if I would have looked at the financials, especially when I'm looking for all the financials and they say data is not made public by this company and it's located somewhere in China, I'm pretty sure I would not have traded it, you guys. So learn from my mistakes, you guys. Don't just trade randomly, random tickers because of FOMO, because they're going up. Before I go, let me show you daily on that how it looks like. Look how ugly that is, you guys. So if I would have held that, let's say I was in around this area, if I would have held, I would have probably been down like more than half my money, you guys. And you guys could see my next alert at 30 cents, and that's if it holds. If I really don't want to trade it, but at 30 cents, that I would probably want to still see it hold, go to a quarter, and go to a quarter and test the quarter and see if that holds. That's maybe, so, but really 90%, 90% chance I'm not going to trade this anymore. So learn from my mistakes, you guys. Don't make the same mistakes I did. If you like the video, smash that like, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget, plan the trade, trade the plan. Peace out.